Hello, everybody, and welcome to Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience channel. My name is Robin, and I am a certified Warriors at Ease yoga and meditation teacher. And I'm here to offer you today a 30-minute restorative practice. And restorative practices are designed to unwind tension and anxiety from the body and the mind through the use of props. And also a deeper connection and awareness to our breath. So today, these are the props that I'm going to be using, and I invite you to just grab whatever you can. If you don't have traditional yoga props available, just bring in some couch cushions or throw pillows, blankets, grab pillows off your bed, and we'll find ways to support ourselves to bring a little more comfort into the body and ease into the mind. So I have a blanket here that I'm going to be using under my neck, and I have an additional yoga blanket, a bolster, 2 throw pillows, and some blocks right here. And I also am going to show you a couple of poses with a strap today. So the strap could be a belt that you have handy. It's preferably something you can tie, or you can secure with a buckle or some kind of attachment. Okay, so and the other thing I also am including in my practice today is an eye pillow, just something nice to have. These are the kinds of things that you can stick in the microwave and warm them up, has rice in the middle. I also like to add a little calming essential oils to it so that when you place it over your eyes, you have this nice scent that helps the body to relax. So a scent like lavender is really nice, but you have to choose something that you feel is relaxing for you and for your body. So we're going to begin today with just a basic relaxation pose. And what we're going to do is come on down to the earth. I have my blanket kind of in a single fold here, but with a little roll up at the end so that I can just lay my head and position this right under my neck. All right. And then I'm going to bring the bolster, and I happen to have a blanket laying on top of the bolster. I'm going to grab another pillow, but you could use, again, just a little stack of throw pillows or your bed pillows. This is for my legs. So I'm going to put my legs up on top of the bolster, and I'm going to ease my way on down and lay on the roll on the blanket. Again, basic relaxation pose. And the poses that I'm mostly using today come from Judith Hanson Lassiter, who's kind of the mother of restorative yoga. And she has a lovely book called Renew and Relax, Restful Yoga for Stressful Times. So it's a good one to have in your yoga library for when you want to bring restorative yoga into your practice. And restorative yoga is really about allowing the body to rest and reset, or tend and befriend, giving ourselves time to just be in the moment rather than feeling like we have to do something. It's an opportunity to connect differently with our breath, to kind of stimulate the rest and restore part of our nervous system, and give the mind the opportunity to rest. So let's begin with a centering breath. Again, kind of shift until you find where you feel like you can just let your body feel kind of melty, like it just melts down into the earth, and it feels supported by the props that you have, maybe even warmed a little bit. If you're somewhere where it's chilly today, like it is here where I am, having an extra blanket to lay over you would be really nice. And again, in these poses, you could bring your eye pillow over your eyes and just allow, again, opportunity for calmness, decreasing the light sensation. And this, having a little bit of weight on the eyelids, also helps to calm the nervous system. So you Please use that if you feel like that would be beneficial for you. And then we're going to just bring our hands out to the side, perhaps palms up. Maybe rock your shoulders in just a little bit underneath to feel a little bit of a shelf and a support to your upper back. Your lower back should feel like it's resting on the earth. And let's take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And then take a nice, long, slow exhale. To match. And let's do another nice, long, slow inhale. Begin to notice where the body expands and opens to the breath. And then a nice, long, slow exhale to match. And as you exhale, see if you can deepen into the mat, softening as you release. And again, another nice, long, slow breath in. Feel the chest rise. And then exhale, soften. Nice, long, slow breath to match. And then again, begin to notice the belly rise with the inhale, the expansion of your rib cage, the lifting and rising of your chest. Pause at the top of your breath and then release the breath, nice and long and slow. Notice if you begin to feel your body soften and relax. Notice where maybe you don't notice sensation. Maybe you begin to feel kind of a floatiness. And then I invite you to take one more centering breath. Nice, long, slow inhale. And then a nice, long, slow exhale. And then come back to just finding your breath in its natural rhythm. The easy rise and fall of your belly with the breath. And then we're going to begin to prepare ourselves to shift. So I invite you to roll over to your side, facing your device. Bring your top hand over and just kind of gently push yourself up. Now, one thing with restorative poses is that you do want to spend at least 5 minutes or so in each position. Oh, it could be 2 to 3, depending on the time that you have. But you want to take several minutes to really allow the body to settle into the pose and begin to feel the benefit of the pose. Some of these poses you can take even longer. You can take 10 to 15 minutes. So you kind of just want to set aside some time where you can just allow, and maybe if you just do one pose, but you give yourself a good 10, 15 minutes in it, you begin to have that benefit of resting and resetting the body. Okay, so now we're going to do something called a supported bound angle pose. And I'm going to use the strap. And you see I'm turning around because I have the bolster stack behind me because we're going to lay into that. But first I'm going to invite you to get a strap. If you have the longer strap, probably like an 8-foot one is the best for these, but see what you have and do the best you can do. Maybe just do a slight little buckle here at the end with the strap. But what you want to do is bring the ends together with the buckle. You're going to slide the buckle, the strap around so that you don't have the buckle on your body, but to the side. And then we're going to bring it around our waist, lower back actually, and then inside your knees. And then with the soles of your feet together, wrap the loop around your feet with the soles of your feet together. And now I'm going to pull it just like a seat belt. I'm going to tighten the loop so that I feel my back connected to my feet in the sense that it's almost feeling like a little seat belt. My back is supported and it's also holding my feet in place, and it's also holding my knees here to the side. However, I'm going to add a couple more supports, and I'm going to use blocks, but this could very well be pillows that you just wedge underneath your thighs. So your thighs can kind of rest and you don't have to do much work. You just lay back and rest. And then this bolster, you probably want to have a pillow stack that you can support your lower back. You can lean back on it, and then I'm going to bring one more pillow and put it underneath my head so I can lay back like this. So again, you could use couch cushions or bed pillows stacked up so you can lay back on them and you feel like you have your upper back. I feel my whole torso supported except for the very low part of my spine, but that's okay because the strap is supporting me there. So I'm pretty comfortable here right now, and I'm going to just let again, I'm supporting my thighs and my legs on the blocks, and then I'm just letting my hands fall to the outside. And as I do this, my chest opens. So we're seeking that sense of openness and release, which our breath will also help us to do. So let's go back to kind of exploring that centering breath again. A nice long inhale through the nose. Feeling the chest rise and expand. And then a nice long exhale to match. And again, in through the nose. Nice long exhale out. Now, mostly when we're doing our breathing, we want to extend the exhale a little longer than the inhale for a relaxation response. But this particular breath pattern calls for a more centered feeling. And so that's why I'm cueing you to match your inhale and your exhale and have them be lengthy. But if you were just wanting to do, in general, a resting pose, always try to extend the exhale a little bit longer because it continues to cue the nervous system to calm. So we want to go for 5 to 10 breaths here. And I'm sure you've done several while I've been talking to you. Again, this is a pose that you could take 5 to maybe 10 minutes in, or longer if it just feels really yummy. Again, it's a great way to support the back. Let the belly drop down. Feel the breath go a little more lengthy into the body. So maybe take a couple more breaths and we'll just begin to prepare to shift from our bound angle, supported bound angle pose. And the bind comes from the strap, bringing the feet together. You could do this pose also without the strap. The strap just feels kind of good. It gives us just a little more support, but you could certainly do this pose without a strap. All right, let's begin to shift. So just kind of rock yourself maybe over to one side, or if you can, just push yourself straight up. I'm going to remove the blocks. So I'm going to show you an interesting pose here with the strap. If you don't have a strap, you may just kind of want to watch or just kind of replicate it as much as possible without the strap. Let me push these props away here. This pose Looks kind of funny, but it feels really great. And it's called the Cradle. It doesn't actually come from Judith Hanson Lassiter's book, by the way. I picked this up in a class from another teacher. But I really enjoyed it, and my students really enjoy this when we do it. So you're going to really widen the loop here, have a really short tail, because you're going to need it for the length of your body. So kind of bring it up now, so it's still kind of around your waist, right? Bring it up, and we're going to bring it onto, make sure there's no twists. Have it be as flat and straight as you can. We're going to bring it onto our occipital bone on the back of our skull. It's really important that it be on the skull bone, not your neck, because if it were on your neck, you could pinch nerves. You could really cause some damage to soft tissue here. So this is meant to be on bone, not soft tissue. So bring it to the back of your head. Then you're going to bring your feet, right? And I have a twist in it, just as I said, don't do that. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to bring my feet into the strap. Again, buckle kind of to the outside. And then I'm going to bring my feet flat, not inwards, sole to sole, no. Flat feet against the edge of the strap. And then I'm bringing this behind my head. And I'm going to scooch it down roll down onto my back. All right, so maybe it's easier to actually be on your back to do this, but just find where you can. Again, bring the loop to the back of your head and then flat feet side by side so that you are feeling your head supported by the length of your legs, and your knees are softly bent. And your shoulders are just going to kind of soften down towards the floor. And you don't need to try to hold them in any position. What's kind of nice with this counterbalance with the strap is that you just feel very cradled and supported. My whole back is on the floor, and it's just supporting the weight of my head and my legs. And it's very relaxing for me to just sort of release into the support of the strap. Breathe. Feel my shoulders soften and release. My shoulders are very weightless right now. There's nothing pressing on them. Back of the hands are just loose on the floor. And I'm just breathing softly here. Feeling cradled, loved, and cared for. It's a nice sensation. Taking some moments for self-compassion and care. There's strength in rest and clarity in disconnection. So I hope you're finding this too, that just taking time away from everything else is helping you to just be present in this moment, to be more and do less. Because you are certainly deserving of this opportunity for yourself. And breathing easy. I'm not doing any specific breathing right now. I'm just letting the breath come as it comes. I'm just being one with the breath. Okay, so this is the cradle, and I hope you've had the ability to enjoy it. If not, find a strap and try it. And then just bend your knees and release your feet from the strap and release it from your head. Roll over, come on up. Again, one of the things about restorative is you kind of have to take time to set up your props, but just do it slow and easy because it's worth it. It's worth it to take the time to just build this for yourself. Okay, so we are going to, just one moment. My technology is doing something weird here. I wanted to run a scan. I'm not doing that right now. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's now bring the stack to kind of again towards the front of your mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a supported pigeon. So with a bent knee in the front, I'm going to bring the stack just in front of my shin, close enough that I can just release my body right over the stack. And then I'm going to either keep my back leg bent or I'm going to extend my leg long. It depends on how it feels in your hip and what you would like to feel. I think I'm going to leave my leg long because I like this sense of opening here in the hip flexor. Now, if you feel like this is too much for you, it's a little too deep, bring another pillow and push it right under the hip that's on the floor to lift it up a little bit, and then it brings a little more length. Makes it a little bit easier to come on over here and just release your torso onto the stack. So breathe here, coming into this supported pigeon pose. Support under your heart, under your chest and your digestive organs. Releasing across the upper back and shoulders. And it's also pressing into the hips, which helps to release tension from the hips. So maybe go for 10 breaths. If you can't stay for this pose, I think because of the way you're leaning into the leg, you wouldn't stay as long, maybe a minute to 2 minutes, but you can always gauge that by your breath as well. Again, if it becomes just a little too pinchy, a little too deep, just support that hip, and then it helps you to lay just a little more. Feel yourself flowing a little bit more rather than crunching into your muscles in your hip. So let's take maybe 3 more breaths here. And then we'll begin to shift. Slide your hands back, bring yourself up. Okay, slide this back leg in. And because we're talking to each other here, working with each other, I'm going to just slide the stack over, but you could flip over too if you wanted to do it that way. So I'm just going to rotate myself here, bring this knee bent. I have this pillow again. I have a pillow stuck under my seated hip, bringing the stack right in front of my shin, and then I'm just going to pour my torso over. I'm going to take this other leg and extend it long, but it could stay bent. This feels really nice, just having a pillow under my head. My back and torso is completely long and supported right now. My shoulders are soft and rounded as my hands are on the floor. My hip flexor feels open and long. Interestingly to me in my body, this side feels a little more easily relaxed than the other side. When you're in your restorative poses and you're breathing, allow yourself that opportunity to just explore and notice how you feel in each of these poses and where the tight spots are and where and when you feel lighter in your body. What's happening in your mind? Are you able to soften and calm and still the thoughts? And if the thoughts try to distract, come back to the breath. Come back to the sensations in your body. Try to notice without judgment, a gentle friend to your body and mind, an observer, being with yourself. Okay. Let's begin to rise. Draw the hands back. Lift yourself up. You can stay really close right here. We're going to come into supported child's pose. I'm going to bring this other pillow right here on top. I'm going to bring the stack in between my knees. And now I'm just going to pour my torso like water right over the stack. Oh yeah. And now I feel my lower back lengthen. My torso is supported, but my lower back kind of drops down towards the mat, lengthening the back, softening the shoulders. Because I'm laying up on this torso, on the bolster, I really am taking weight out of my hips. I'm not feeling too much in my hips or my legs. My legs are just feeling kind of like they're softly supportive on the earth. Now, when you come into this is supported child's pose, if I didn't say, you may want to switch your head partway through and go to the other side. You need to decide for yourself which side feels more relaxing. For most of us, it's that way. One way feels easy. The other side feels a little awkward. But it's good to do both. Breathe into the awkwardness. Probably won't stay there as long, but try it. Good way to address all the muscles in your neck and shoulders. This is another pose you could easily probably drift away in. I like to say, let your head rest on the pillow of the breath. But there's a lot of nice supportive pillows underneath my head right now, inviting me to just release and let go. Rest and reset. Tend and befriend. All right, couple more breaths here, and then we're going to shift again. One more pose for our 30-minute practice today. And I hope when you finish the practice that you really feel the benefit of just a more relaxed, light, buoyant place. What we call sattva. That balance of our energies. Feeling more sattvic. All right, let's slide the hands back and just kind of begin to lift yourself up and out of your restorative pose. Okay, so we're coming to our closing pose today. So I'm going to do legs up a wall, as it's called, but I don't have a wall handy. Legs up a wall, as it's called, but I don't have a wall handy to do that. So I brought a chair. So you could use a chair. You could use even a living room chair, or you could come to a wall. So I'm going to show you how you would do this on the wall. So I'm double folding my blanket. My chair is actually going to be my wall. This is the chair here. So another way to do this is to turn the chair around and just bend your legs onto the seat of the chair. But I'm doing legs up a wall using the chair as the wall. So I'm going to have straight legs today. So what you would do for your wall is you would come and sidle up right next to the wall. I'm having this double folded blanket here because I want that under my pelvis for a little bit of lift. So I just bring myself right up to the wall, and then I begin to turn, lay down, and extend the legs on the wall. This chair works perfectly for me because I can actually just kind of hook my ankles right on the top of the chair. Just happens to conveniently be the right length for my legs. So this is my wall, but it works on my chair as well. So I'm just going to lengthen my arms out kind of at shoulder height. And then I have this double folded blanket underneath my hips. And I am here to rest and reset, restore. This is an inversion.
This is very restorative to the legs if you've been standing a lot during the day, kind of anti-gravitational, flipping our perspective, bringing blood flow back towards the brain. And this is a pose you definitely would want to stay in 10 to maybe even 15 minutes if your legs allow, if you feel comfortable here. This is also a really nice pose for runners, people who need to open the hamstrings and the calves a little bit. This helps a lot with that. You can also feel an opening across your chest. So again, a very restorative pose. I invite you to stay here as long as possible and allow your body to rest and reset, bringing in comfort into the body and ease into the mind. Please stay as long as you can. I'm going to roll over and come on up and close our practice today. I want to thank you so much for joining me, Robin, on Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience. I hope you enjoyed this class. This video will be posted on this channel shortly. If you are so inclined, we'd really appreciate it if you would visit the link below and make a donation to keep these classes going. It's viewers like you that help teachers like me continue to offer these services. So thank you again for joining me. I wish you namaste. The light in me honors the light in you in health, resilience, and connection. Peace.